up, guys? We are here. We are attending a silver making class. I'm making a ring and my wife is making a pendant. So soon we will see the process. Lur. Begini ya?
Bisa ya?
Sure.
Harganya saya sudah kirim ya, base harganya itu.
Iya.
Ya.
Itu anak kamu?
Keponakan,
Keponakan apa ya?
nephew.
Oh, keponakan.
Ponakan ya, bahasa itu ponakan ya.
Exercise.
And the material pure silver, and you melting the color doesn't changing, always still white. And mix with you something, and you melting the color be change, be black. Because this is from the melting, you know the best way for check of the quality. If black, this is not pure silver. If still white, this is the pure silver. Because this is the fire cannot make lying. This is. Okay, this is the normal water. Little bit warm, but not too warm.
Panas. Panas juga. Chocolate bar. So we're done melting our silver, pure silver,
I'm making a pendant.
and I'm
So
making a
mine-
ring
Yeah, so mine is flat like this.
Yeah.
This is horizontal.
like this.
Yeah.
Soon we're gonna hit the next station, which is flattening of the silver. I don't know how far we're gonna flat it, but we shall see later. And then I think after the flattening, we would shape it and then design it, putting in the patterns in it. Yes, so blessed today. So we drove 1 hour, no 1+ hours. She navigated to get here from Ubud. I took a longer route in a way, but if you took the normal route, it will be the same time. It's just that I think the other route has worse traffic. So yeah, on to the next one. What I like about this place is actually at his home. The workshop is just right next to. Hello. And you have his family, his nephew, his nieces living together. This is actually his parking garage. And right next to it is the workshop where you're gonna put in your patterns into. So now it's up to the stage of flattening the bar even further, and she's putting through a manual flattener, I'm guessing. Yep, looking at it, it's quite tough. Why is she doing it for you? Hey, you It doesn't seem easy as it seems, because you need to get the bar really flat and you have to go at one pass. You cannot like stop in the middle and go again. So yeah, she's trying to help right now. And we just got done flattening it. What about yours? Yeah, it's too bright. It's okay. I'll show you later the close-up of it. And she's getting hers final details done. But all these craftsmen, 20 years of experience. 30 years. That's long.
Kamu 30 tahun? 40 tahun lebih?
Ini lebih, saya sekarang udah 42. Saya. Ya ini dari kecil udah belajar.
Banyak cucunya.
Cucu murid.
Murid.
Ini semuanya muridnya ini.
Wow.
Ya. Ini murid paling muda ini. Ini murid paling muda.
Dia paling muda ini.
Saya murid paling tua.
Paling baru, paling muda.
Yang paling muda, yang paling pintar.
Super pintar.
Buat anak. Sering lama ya.
Apa sih?
Bercanda. Enggak apa-apa.
Ya iya.
My wife just went to the toilet for a while and I'm waiting for her outside, and I just realized that this is part of their garage. I think for their bikes they do like sunset tours on the bicycle where you can cycle through the paddy field, something like eco cycling. Yep. And you can see behind me is where kamarnya apa ya? Oh, bedrooms. Yeah. Let's say it's like a homegrown business. In Singapore, we do have that, like home-based business, but they do on a bigger scale because the housing is quite big, like a bungalow size, which Singapore doesn't have the space for that. Most of us would have to do all this in their workshop. So that's interesting, unique to see their ways of life. So it started off with flattening the surface of the materials, and then after that you would draw the pattern that you want with a pencil, and the next step would be putting an edge into, not an edge, like you stretch the pattern. The last one here. Currently we are putting the finishing touches to our pendant and our ring. And he's gonna burn it. Yeah, it's etched in acid and it will make it black. And later it will be put to polish. Alright, the finishing touches is about to begin. Currently he will sand it slightly. He's sanding the sharp edges so it doesn't cut my hand when wearing the ring. And hers is the same, removing all the small scratches so that when you go into polish, it will be smooth and shiny. It doesn't have the small flaws in it. And how are you feeling right now? Tired? Yeah, we are sleepy. We were here since 5:30 p.m. and currently it is 9:05. About to finish and then we can go back to our villa. Good morning, people. Another day, another adventure. We're gonna head down to the mountain. We're gonna look at the views. It's about 30 minutes ride, so let's get it. We are finally at our destination. We're at Kintamani Coffee. This is a very famous Instagram place. As you can see, the views, Mount Batur right behind me. Yep. So yeah, me and the wife gonna sit here and enjoy a cup of coffee and enjoy the views while it's still beautiful. I remember the second day that we climbed the mountain, it wasn't this clear. I wish I was climbing today and actually camping tonight, but it's alright. Is it too windy for you guys? Oh no. So if you remember the first episode when we started our journey at the black lava area, it's slightly over at this end here. Yep, around here. So it's the south. You climb that up here, and our base camp is slightly, let me see, about here. Yeah, that's where we set tent at before we head up to the summit, and the summit was only climbed in the morning.
We're here!
We're here at AKASA Coffee place.
Kintamani.
Kintamani is where we are at. So right behind us is the Mount Batur. It's where we climbed when we first got into Bali. Not first, but the second day. Yeah. So we did a ring and also pendant. The images represented this mountain behind us. It's supposed to remind us of, signify the journey we had going up.
The achievement.
The achievement as well.
Hiking Mount Batur.
Yes, that translates into our jewelry pieces because we made it by hand. Which also there's an engraving inside which shows the date when we actually climbed Mount Batur. So before you guys get up, there'll be a certain checkpoint 5 minutes, 2 minutes away from the top, when you have to pay a fee to get into this area. The fee for Indonesians would be
Locals?
Indonesian locals will be
3,000 rupiah.
no 20,000
Oh
rupiah.
yeah, 20,000 rupiah.
20,000 rupiah, which translate about $2 SGD, and for foreigners it will be 50, which is about 5 SGD. Yep. The ride out was, how do I say it? Dingin banget. It's like nature's aircon again.
The temperature shows like 20 degrees
20 degrees, yeah.
up here.
Actually, it was supposed to rain today. That's what Google Maps said, but look at the sky! I've been waiting for this since I got to Bali, and then now it starts to shine. Maybe I was in the area where it's gloomy, but over here it's quite sunny. When we were hiking up there, cloudy. Yeah, really cold. And the journey took us about 30 minutes to get here by motorbike. The road was okay. I heard that it's gonna be a bit sandy, a bit uneven, but not so much.
Nearing the place, it was uneven a bit, like it was off road. Like it was more rocks, but it wasn't as sandy.
Because there's a lot of big trucks, construction trucks that goes down and up because there's farms below.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the flower.
Floral farm. I think there's oranges as well. What else? I'm not too sure, but yeah. There seems to be a lot of flies here, everywhere actually. Yeah, journey was okay. So next up, we are heading to Warong, where I'm getting hungry. We just drank coffee here and had my birthday cake, hence the jersey 33. I'm 33 this year, so yep, welcome to the 33 years of life. What am I saying? But yeah, after this we're gonna get food at the Warong nearby, if there is any.
I think I've seen some
Warong. Okay, yeah, we shall have Warong food. We are making a pit stop. We went down from the top where we were at the cafe. Currently we are at the Danau, which is the lake. If you climb Mount Batur and you look down, then you see that lake. Yeah, we are at that particular lake right now. She's just taking photos of people around, the nature. It's a quiet life, quiet village life. I think they're growing some seaweeds or rearing fish, and some of them are doing paddy fields. Yeah, it's still quite cold, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit
A bit cold.
I thought it would be warmer a bit because we're at a lower altitude, but no, it's still a bit chilly. Yeah.
But it's really serene. Everything's quiet, no tourists at all. I think we are the only tourists here.
It's like really the village.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the farming here. We were just stopping at this random spot. We had no plans. I told her we were just going down here to see the lake view, and we just stopped at any cross point that going into the lake. You don't really need to go to any viewpoint. You can just stop anywhere near the lake and it's already this beautiful. Finally we see tourists. Hello. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is the paddy field I was talking about. And you look closely on top, you can see there's more on top of the hills, and there's like I think a villa. Yeah, that looks like a villa right in front. Yep. I stopped here because I saw this and I was like, wow, very nice. Yeah, just stop here for a bit, and that's Mount Batur. Okay, I guess now we have to make our way back to our villa because it's gonna get late.
It's gonna
right?
be dark.
Not really, but just to be safe. What's the time now? Oh yeah,
Yeah, by the time it's gonna
maybe
be
6. Yeah, we reached there 6. Over there, Mount Abang. As you can see, I conquered it once and I'm afraid to conquer it again. But one day I will go back to it.
Maybe Mount Agung.
Yeah. Mount Agung, yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer Mount Abang, Mount Agung or maybe Batur, because when you're at the summit, right, it's clear. There's no trees, so you can see the surrounding. But when you're at Mount Abang, it's still forested. There's a lot of trees, high trees, so your views are blocked. And because of the strong winds, all you hear is the tree ruffling. So
Oh my god, he's carrying a chicken.
chicken man.
Over here in Indonesia, every time the locals pass by, their face is kind of like fierce.
Yeah.
Like they will look very very serious, but you have to greet them like siang.
You smile.
Yeah, say like
greeting.
greeting like selamat siang. Then they will like really smile like
That's true.
siang. Like they're really friendly actually.
Yeah.
And their fierce face.
Yeah.
Fierce.
I think
Besar.
because they are curious, like what are these guys doing here?
Yeah, in
Like
my
we-
village,
yeah, in my
it's like
village,
we are
my hometown.
trespassing their village.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you just have to be really friendly and like greet every single locals that pass by.
that's true. I guess
And they'll be very welcoming. They're super friendly and nice, and they're willing to help out if you're lost.
you just have to be respectful to
Oh yeah,
them.
but they don't really speak English. The locals.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's a good thing that we know a bit of bahasa.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we speak Malay, and bahasa isn't that much different. In terms of the accent, maybe some pronunciation of the words. Hey, little doggy.
He's limping.
Oh man, poor doggy. Okay, let's catch the sunset. No, we can't. We have to go back before it gets dark. I don't mind, but my wife is a bit afraid. Let me bring you over there near the waters. I guess this is some landmark. Not really sure. There's a Buddha buahan. There's a buahan, and here you go. You walk down here, you can see that they are farming. I don't think this is paddy field. It could be something else, but I'm not sure. It doesn't look like paddy, and usually paddy is grown on a muddy surface, so I'm not really sure what are they actually growing here. You have that small sampan over there, and small joggy. Pakaba. It's okay, come. It's okay, come. Daga papa. You will. So yeah, just walk around and just look. It's very beautiful here. Some people might see this as living a lower life, but to me it's not, because doesn't mean you live a simple life, you live a lower life. Some people are contented with what they have, and I guess that's what everyone needs to understand, is be contented with what you have and live life, rather than trying to achieve a lot and get nothing out of it. Continuously working and working, but there's no meaning to life. You don't get to enjoy this kind of views, and yeah. Hello doggy. Kamu mau apa? Cari apa itu? Bu. I have to get out of there because the second ibu who was there, she just took off her clothes. So for censorship, I think I should stop filming. So the total was $64,000. 64 IDR. So to find this place, there's this money changer next to it, because it's a standalone store. It's quite easily missed if you don't know where is it. Also, ooh, I see something that I might want to get. I see corn. Yeah, jagung bakar. When we go to Kuta, by the beach, right, there's always this jagung bakar. So I don't know whether I should get it or not. Should I? I guess I'm being against buying jagung bakar, which is barbecued corn. I'll wait until we go to Canggu and Seminyak and see whether they have. I'm sure they have it there. We're gonna head back to our bike. Ooh, it's very congested here. Actually, there's a lot of street food, and if you just walk around this road, I will list the road name down below, and you guys can see where we are. Okay, I gotta put this down cause we're walking by the roadside and it's quite dangerous. There seems to be a lot of vehicles passing by. A little pit stop. We are heading to Circle K. Is their minimum something like 7-Eleven. So we're gonna get drinks. Maybe I'll get the ice. Okay, the fridge is right there. Let's go get them. Pucha harum is like it's almost like teh botol, but it's more fragrant, the tea. Depends. We can get both. We get both, one each. One each, yeah. Later we taste if you don't like it, then I'll take that instead. Okay? Let's go. So that teh botol is quite popular around the world. Indonesia, I mean. So over here you can really get anything you want. All the convenient stuff. Yeah, it's a last minute shopping kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I need to get soap too. I have to do my own laundry because I brought all my jerseys. So I need to have soap. I don't want to send it to laundry because they might in the end destroying my jerseys. Is this it? Let me see. Yeah, I guess this is it. Okay, I'll just pick one. You were saying what?
The mala samyang
She tried to find this all over Singapore but couldn't find, and over here it's just sitting. This is like a mee goreng style but Korean flavored. It's pretty spicy, especially this one. Mbak, ini untuk cucian baju ya? Okay. Bukan sedekat harum baju. Sabun sekali ya? Sabun cuci ya? Okay. Okay, and we're done. The door is it's closing pretty hard. Okay, we're gonna take our motorbike and head down to Batu, which is about 40 minutes drive. That's right, guys. My adventure doesn't seem to end. This is the third snake that we saw, and this time it's different. It was actually right behind my back. I was trying to pack my stuff and I pulled my bag over already, but I think I was just looking over wanting to charge my power bank, and there it is. Damn it, how do I sleep tonight? Help, guys.